Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Lazy Bay Designs. On this tutorials, I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful puffy sleeves dress for my 4-year-old girl. So let's get started. So these are the materials I'll be needing for my tutorials. My 2 yards of plain fabric, my ruler, tape measure, scissors, pins, and then tailor's chalk. Great. So the measurements I'll be needing for my tutorials are bust 24 and then waist 22, but I'll be using bust 24 throughout. 24 divided by 4 will give me 6 inches plus 1.5 as my seam allowance. Dress length is 14 inches. Allowance has been added, so from shoulder to the top length is 14 inches. Allowance has been added. Okay, so the length and then the width of the neckline is 3 by 3 inches because the neck is a bit wide. Okay, I'll then mark out and then mark my shoulder line, that is 2 inches, and then came down 6.5. I'll be sloping the shoulder by ½ inch, remaining 6 inches. So in all I had 6.5. I then drew the armhole curve. I'll then cut out and then cut the same thing for the back. So it was actually 3.5. The width of the neckline was 3.5 and then the length is 3 inches instead. So I'll be cutting the back. I wouldn't be putting any zip allowance at the back area. Okay, so I'll then fold the fabric again and then cut the back as well, since there will be no zip line at the back area because there'll be lacing in front. After cutting out the back, I'll be cutting 2 of the front and then 2 of the back. One will serve as lining and then one will serve as a working fabric. So for the back, I divided the front neckline into 2 and then cut out the back neckline. Afterwards, I cut out the shoulder line by sloping ½ inch and then cut out the armhole together. Okay. Great, so this is what I have: 2 fronts and then 2 back. The next thing to do is to open the front. Place the right sides together like this. Go ahead and then sew the neckline ½ inch and then top stitch. I will do the same thing for the back, ½ inch at the neckline, turn to the right side and then top stitch as well. Okay, great. So this is what I have after sewing the neckline for the back and then the front. I will then place the front onto the back, making sure right side faces each other. I will then go ahead and then finish the shoulder line. Go ahead and then finish the shoulder line. Afterwards, I will shape the top according to my client's measurement. Okay, so as you can see, I'm shaping it according to my client's measurements. Okay, so I'll go ahead and then sew along the measurements marked and then the shoulder line. Great, so this is what I have after finishing the shoulder line and then sewing the side and side together. I'll go ahead and then divide the front into 2 equal parts. As you can see, I am making sure the shoulder to shoulder point matches, and then divide it into 2. Okay, so the next thing to do is to go ahead and then create my loops. Okay, so this is the long pieces to create loops. So I'll fold it in like bias and then stitch along. Afterwards, I'll be cutting out into pieces to create loops. Great, so this is what I have after creating the loops. I'll then place each loop, I'll fold it into 2, place it on the right side of the top, not together with the lining. I'll only place it on the working fabric of the top. Afterwards, I'll be pinning with an interval of about 1 inch. After pinning through, I'll then go ahead and then use the lining to finish the very edge of the loops. So I'll be doing the same thing on the other side as well. Great, so this is what I have after finishing the loops with the lining and then creating a long strip for lacing. Afterwards, I'll cut out the sleeves and attach it onto the armhole of the top. Please, at this point, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, kindly do so and then press the notification bell to notify you anytime I upload any video. So this is the leftover fabric. I will then fold my fabric into 4 like this. So the width is 18 inches and then the length is 20 inches. Sleeve length, the normal sleeve length for my girl is 17 inches, but I added 3 inches to make sure it folds onto the wrist. So afterwards, I drew my curve, armhole curve, and then cut out. After cutting out, I'll be having 2 of the sleeves. Great. So after cutting out the sleeves, I'll be cutting out the band for the wrist. So I didn't use the same fabric, but I used a scuba fabric. That will be very stretchy. So I marked 8 inches and then cut out, including allowance. So I'll be cutting 2 of that. Great. But since I'll be cutting 2 of that, I cut it on fold. The next thing to do is to go ahead and pleat the hem of the sleeves onto the 8 inches band I cut out. So like this, I'll be pleating along to make sure it fits the band equal or perfectly. Okay, so this is what I have after pleating along and then sewing along. The next thing to do is to go ahead and then pull gathers at the armhole curve, at the armhole area, like this. I'll be pulling gathers at the armhole area in such a way that it can fit the top's armhole. As you can see, I am pulling the gathers through. I'll be pulling until I get the exact measurement. So this is what I have after pulling through. So the next thing to do is to bring it together, making sure the right side faces, and then stitch 1 inch downwards to the band. I'll be doing the same thing on the other side as well. Afterwards, I'll go ahead and then fit it into the top's armhole like this, and sew all round. Then our top is ready. Afterwards, I'll finish the hem area of the top. As you can see, I'm pinning round so that I'll get a perfect fit. So this is the finished look after fitting in my sleeves. Thank you all for watching my videos. Thank you all for watching my videos. Please, at this point, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, kindly do so and then press the notification bell to notify you anytime I upload any video. See you all in our next video.